you were no one.
That was like after Thanksgiving. And then he said I was no one 3 days before Christmas. And 4 days before that, we had run into each other a couple of times, and it was really good. We were friends.
So I want to come back to this question in Hexagram 29.
But
what's the one rock you keep dashing your skull on? What's the pattern? Can you love this repetition? I would add the question, do you already on some level love this repetition? Can you love that rock? Can you notice what keeps bringing them together?
I had been progressively letting go of him for like a year and a half. And moving in the direction of, and I was trying to do it in a way that I don't believe in doing things cold turkey. I was doing it.
Why not?
Because I think I've tried doing cold turkey a couple of times and it never really worked for me.
How come?
Because again, small town, you tend to run into that thing cold turkey, to that one thing constantly. So I felt like letting go by not communicating with him, not commenting on his posts as much or at all. And just, not running into them. And I don't try to avoid him at all, but I don't seek him out either. And so I just go about and live my life, and I don't see them. And
how much?
And I was quite.
So if you're let's think about Hexagram 20 of listening like a whale.
Mm-hmm.
What kind of song does this relationship sing?
A dirge.
Okay. Okay. A dirge, like a funeral dirge? A dirge is usually pretty funereal.
Yeah. Well,
what dead part of you does it sing to?
The part of me probably that used to be okay with having a lot of drama, because that was supposed to be normal. But what
does it get you? What is that?
Oh God, headaches and stress.
What else?
And throwing up.
What else?
Stomach aches.
What else?
Anxiety.
What else?
All kinds of things. I don't like it.
Like, you don't like it?
No.
And
I know. Here's the
part of you does. What part of you does?
the one that only half believes the media representation of what love is. This is a funny thing. Let me tell you something my ex-boyfriend said to me. He said to me that he didn't love me because there was no passion. And I'm like, what are you talking about? I thought we were doing pretty good in that department. And because I'd heard that.
Was that sex or passion? Sex or passion?
Well, we had pretty good sex, and I thought we were pretty good outside the bedroom. Mm-hmm. But I'd heard that comment before from other guys. And so I thought, I want to understand what this is exactly. So I made him explain to me what he meant by no passion. And I pinned him down, and he did not like it at all. And ultimately, what he described to me was absolute fantasy. I said, you're describing a porn film wrapped in a romantic comedy. That isn't real. If you wanted to to take that as an accurate representation of a relationship, understand that that would be the highlights reel of a 50-year relationship, because no one can sustain that kind of energy for 6 months, let alone 60 years constantly. What he wanted was the high. He wanted the constant high. He didn't understand that sometimes love is very mundane and very quiet, and that passion and all that kind of passion can come from that. But he could not accept that what we had, and I admit it wasn't looking back on it, it was healthy for me, because I had never had somebody not be an asshole, even though it's hard to explain. There's a lot of things about it that for me was healthy. And I think what was healthy about it was me recognizing what was positive about it and wanting more of that.
What was that?
The quietness. There was a lot of companion. That was companionable. We got along. When he could be really cute.
What's intimacy?
Being able to just be without any expectation, without any constant demands, and being able to be soft, and I could be soft with him, but I also sometimes felt very guarded because I never knew when he was going to run. And I was terrified at that point. And I know that because I felt safer having him around, even though there was a lot of flaws within the relationship and a lot of flaws in a lot of things that he did not bring to the table that I needed. There was a safety there, and I recognized that, and I chose that because at that time I needed it, and it was, as I said earlier, a way for me to reclaim a part of myself that somebody else tried to break or take away from me.
Why did you choose him?
Well, because he was safe.
Does that feel fair? Does that feel love? Does that feel generous?
No.
Does that feel intimate?
No, but he was safe. And at that time, that was enough.
For you?
Yeah. It was a start.
For you?
And he still hung up on me. He called me over the summer and wanted to get back together. And I said, absolutely not.
Why not?
Because after I broke up with him, he wanted to be friends. Well, first he 6 or 7 months later, he talked about he wanted to get back together. And I let him talk me into it because, one, I wasn't seeing anybody. And two, I genuinely did like his company. And I thought, well, why not? But mostly I wanted to see how long it would take him to go back to form. And it took him 2.5 weeks.
Wait, hang on. So you were setting him up to fail?
Well, no, I don't think so. I don't believe I was. Mm-hmm. I wanted to believe that he had changed. I wasn't entirely sure I was ready to be convinced.